like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So here's your review of WWE RAW, the week commencing the 11th of November 2024. So it starts with Gunther coming out. Basically, Gunther calls out Damian Priest instantly. Damian Priest comes out, and basically Damian Priest says Gunther's not the same guy anymore. He's not the same ruthless guy he used to be. He's unsure of himself, and he was also pinned by Cody Rhodes at the weekend. Gunther obviously is not happy. Then Kaiser comes out and starts to go back and forth with Damian Priest, and then he tries to attack Damian Priest, but it doesn't work out. Then Kofi Kingston is sort of apologizing to R-Truth for not backing him up, sort of blames it on Xavier. And then Pete Dunne shows up and has a back and forth with Kofi Kingston, and that goes into a match later on. Then we have the Damage Control versus the PFC, Pure Fusion Collection, but I'm now going to be calling them PFC, so it's easier. A really good match, but in the end PFC lose and Damage Control get the victory. Then we have Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Jimmy Uso talking about a 5th member for War Games and who it should be. And then Sami Zayn says he knows the guy, so let's see if he does. Then we have Kofi Kingston versus Pete Dunne. Really good match. Go and watch it. In the match, Xavier interfered and attacked Pete Dunne. Kofi was like, why are you doing that? And that cost him the match. And then Pete Dunne got the victory, and they started arguing afterwards. So let's see what happens there. It's going to break down at some point. Then we have Finn Balor calling out Dominic for not getting the victory and not getting any closer to the World Championship. But then Dom calls out Finn, goes, you haven't been any closer either. And then basically them two go back and forth, and then Finn sets up a match for next week. Then we have Jamal Hill, the former light heavyweight champion of the UFC, on Raw as well. So good to see him there. Then we have Bronson Reed come out. He calls out Seth Rollins, says basically he wants to take out Seth Rollins. That's it from the main event scene. Seth Rollins come out and they brawl again. Then Seth says to Adam Pearce he wants a match against Bronson Reed. And then Sami Zayn turns up and he wants Seth to join their 5-man for War Games. Seth basically says he's not going to help Roman, and Roman's just using him, so he's not going to do that. Then we have Damian Priest versus Kaiser Ludwig in a really good match. Go and watch it, but in the end Damian got the victory. Then we have Braun Breaker calling out Sheamus, and Sheamus calls out Braun Breaker and said he wants a title shot, and then Braun Breaker says yes. Then we have Jimmy Uso talking to Braun Breaker after that. I don't know what that's about. Then we have Karrion Kross cornering The Miz because he wants to know the Wyatt's location. Then they go to the ring and sort of started beating down The Miz, and then the Wyatt 6 turn up and they all brawl. Then we have Solo Sikoa said he wants to work with Seth Rollins, but Seth Rollins says basically he will not work with a wannabe Roman Reigns. Ouch. Then in the main event is Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, I'll keep butchering her name, versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Really good match for the Women's Tag Team Championships, but in the end, and still, your champions, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair.